Welcome everyone to the Watchlist, your virtual weekly TV guide right here on the Latin Nerds Network, where they go over all the shows, movies, documentaries released on streaming over the past week. Of course, give you our best recommendations or non-recommendations as the case may be, and of course, at the end of the show, letting you know what's coming out so you too can create your very own watchlist. Ready as always to give us his recommendations, Senor Jaime, aka Chewy, what it is, what it was, what it shall be.
Well, what it is three fantasy playoffs. What it
True.
shall be, we'll find out next week, or we'll find out at the end of today.
That's right. The playoffs start for those who are in
And
the
to give everyone
mix.
an update, yes, I did beat the real mentor here on one of our leagues, mano y mano,
No,
face to face,
nobody
man to
cares.
man.
We just lost two subscribers because of this nonsense, you know. But I am in three playoffs out of four, so I'm happy about that. But yes, I did lose one of them last week to the man to my right or left, depending. Every time I look at it, for me, it's always like a mirror thing. But that said, yes, but it's also playoffs for the NFL too, man. It was the rubber meets the road, as they say, right? Dearest Commanders heavily in the playoff mix. This is a must win. So it's playoff games. Playoff week already started everywhere. Fantasy and real. So we're excited about that as a final stretch of NFL season. But that said, when it's not Sunday or Monday night or even Thursday, there's other stuff to watch. So if you're new to us, this is the show you want to tune in to know what to know exactly what is coming out, what you should be watching, because there's always something to watch. I don't care what anybody says. So subscribe below, help us out, hit the notification bell. Every here on Sunday for the watch list. And with that said, let's get started chewing. We're gonna do one that I forgot this was coming out, and my wife actually wanted to see it, and I kind of did too. Ain't gonna lie. And that's a film on Netflix, which we're gonna roll that die. This film on Netflix. We know how that goes. Carry on. Potentially the
Okay.
newest Christmas classic. This is a
Oh
movie that takes
God,
place during the
stop.
Christmas season. There's Christmas music. There's a scene of Christmas Eve. It is what it is. Say what you my wife was more on your side. Was not a Christmas movie. God damn it, it's Christmas. This of course Taron Egerton, of course from Kingsman and Rockin' Man, of course, very good. Blackbird on Apple, great show. We got Jason Bateman, of course, from Ozark here, and these two really carry this film. We got Edgerton, who's just he works for TSA, and Bateman's the baddie, and he forces them to by threatening his girlfriend, who works at the airport, to ensure a particular bag gets unchecked. This bag containing contraband or something to an effect that could be considered a terrorist act. That's for you to find out. So he obviously has to comply with him and make a decision between, potentially a plane going down or his girlfriend's life. So it's kind of a thriller. I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised at this one. Taron and Jason Bateman carry this. It's not a great script. It's flimsy. It's light, but it's entertaining. It's a thriller. It's not the next Christmas classic, but I think it's a family movie you guys can watch for the adults. Decent suspense. I like the premise and not like nothing new, but I enjoyed it. It's actually falls on that 60%, 50% okay Netflix films. This is around the upper part of that. I actually liked it. Could have taken off 10 minutes or so, but either way, so I enjoyed it. Decent watch. This is one I definitely recommend for as far as Netflix movies goes, and we know how these go. But yeah, I kind of like this one. So yeah, this is a recommend on me. So I was kind of surprised by that. Very enjoyable. Next, oh,
All I'm gonna
I'm sorry.
say, I call bullshit. There's never ever anyone that good looking working for TSA. Sorry, dude. I'm not buying it.
There's no disagreement there, you know. But hey, sometimes some guy slips through the cracks.
I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying. You're not good looking. You're not working
Well,
TSA.
there is
That's all
things
I'm
because
saying.
they do a good job of illustrating the people, and Christmas Eve it's busy. Obviously, one of the worst travel days of the year in terms of capacity and people's as you say
Well,
attitude.
Thanksgiving, really, right?
Well,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving
I
is the
mean,
other, right? But Christmas is right there, if not more. I don't know what the numbers are, but those are the two big ones, right? But the people who get agitated or frustrated because things are going too slow, they do a great job of that. But there's sometimes we're like, okay,
it's not that hard, dude. It's not that hard, bro.
yeah, it is what it is. No, but it's actually a fun film. I actually enjoyed this one. It's actually pretty good.
I, when I get frustrated at the noobs, right? When you're going through
Uh,
the TSA pre-screen line, and there's like these first timers, I'm like, come on, man.
it's the worst, dude.
Whatever.
It is the worst. I will say this, and it's funny because of what movie it was. I had George Clooney in it, but he flies around a lot, up in the air. That's what it was.
Oh, up in the air, great movie.
Yeah, really
Oh,
good
yeah.
movie. And he's waiting in line. He's like, always get behind the agents because they're on point. Shoes built off. They're there. They're like a machine. It's true. People show up. And the shoes aren't off. The belt is still on. They're just taking forever. Oh my god, it's frustrating.
They
Uh,
go through. They have something in their
oh my
pockets. It's like,
god, god, it's the worst. The rookies. I don't wait. Next one, we got Secret Level on Amazon Prime. This was an anthology series, about 8 episodes. Part 2 is actually coming out this week. I thought it
oh,
was,
I didn't realize there was a part two.
yeah, it's like
Okay, cool.
another series or whatever. From what I understand, I thought it was next year, but I read somewhere it was next week. We'll find out if that's true or not on the 17th. But yeah, so this one here, is basically short, between like 10 minutes to 20 minutes a piece. From the makers of Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix, which I kind of enjoyed. This is an animated, of course, different styles of animation, each based off a IP of video gaming, right? Would it be Pac-Man or there's Warhammer? Of course, these are big names. What else? I forgot what the other one was. A couple other ones. Oh, Unreal Tournament, just another big one, for
Hmm.
example. Things like that. Um, not a big fan, to be honest with you. Some of the stuff is cool. But most of these, like most anthologies, a couple good ones, okay, a couple okay ones, and a couple shit ones. Right, that's how it works with anthologies. Same thing here, but there's no real central theme in any of this.
Hmm.
A lot of them are undercooked big time. There's one that's like 9 minutes long. We have cool action with one with the Asian guy, whatever. He's take, I guess, some kind of revenge, but you don't know what's going on. Just
Oh yeah,
it's like
yes.
one clear action scene and it ends. It's really weird and things like that happen. It's okay. Ian is a video game. I didn't play all these games. The Unreal Tournament was cool. They did make a joke about somebody camping, which I
Oh
liked.
yeah, fucking campers.
Which is funny, right? Very anti baseball. But overall, not what I wanted to be. I'll probably watch the second part to see because I like some of the animation is cool. But yeah, I can't recommend that. You die hard gamer, sure. Other than that, nope. Chewy.
No, I mean, I think most of these really don't tie to the video game direct. I mean, the Pac-Man one didn't really make any sense to me. Well, how's that related to Pac?
That was a
Well,
weird
this
one.
it's just called Pac-Man, but it has nothing to do
Yeah,
with that, or maybe it's a very weird spin.
I don't mind this spin, but
On
it's still not. It's weird, but I get you. Yeah,
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 yeah, and like I said, there's it's a big mixed bag. Yeah, there isn't a common theme between these. Is it leaves you wanting to know what the hell is going on because they kind of give you like a little snippet of a bigger story
yeah,
that should be there, right? Like that, like episode 7, where we had these two teams, right? And neither one is the bad guy. They're
oh,
delivering the guy to the border. That's one that's like, give me more. I mean,
yeah.
why? Don't just, I mean, great action
It
sequence,
is.
great
It looked
stuff,
cool.
but
It did.
but
It did.
no, I don't have any of the story. I have no context,
Right.
right? What is going on? Where like I said, I don't know that game, so maybe it's related to the game. I would know better or not. The Warhammer one was cool. I get action games, but I've never played that game. I know very little, so it doesn't give me much.
Right.
At least with Love, Death, and Robots, with these mini stories, yes, it's anthology, but there's a story behind each one.
Right.
You get a theme. You see what they're trying to say, or what they're trying to tell you in that spit. Here, I have no idea what they're telling
Yeah,
me,
half
to
the
be honest
time
with you.
it's like
It's just a scene from that universe some way, somehow, and it's just lacking
yeah,
depth
no,
is
absolutely.
what's biggest
Because
issue.
there's some good.
Looks great,
It looks good.
it just
Yeah.
lacks depth.
There's a couple good ones that had a lot of potential, like the one that I got from the fight with the God one or whatever. He's the king.
Oh, well, that was funny because that was Arnold, man. I was like,
Yeah, yeah,
Arnold was
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
Arnold doing animation.
That's
Oh,
pretty
cool.
cool. And it was a
And
good.
it's gotta
That
eat.
had a lot of potential, but the ending was just so right. If this that was like 35 minutes long, it could have been a really cool, standalone story. But
Yes, yeah,
a lot of them were just
exactly.
like that, just like again, like you're watching a trailer or a scene from a film, right? You need the context.
Mhm.
And I love a good action scene as the next guy. Believe me, I do. But it's just noise when you don't know what's going on, right? It
Yeah,
may look cool, but it's just noise. So yeah,
yeah.
kind of let down by that one. Next one. This is I guess it was highly anticipated. Of course, we got 100 Years of Solitude on
Hmm.
Netflix. It's an 8-part series.
And this is part one
Part one,
of
correct? Yes, they
yes.
actually filmed both of them already. No word on when the other one's coming out. This one, of course, and I forget the author's name, and shame on me. Um,
Gabriel,
Garcia? No. Uh,
I need no. He deserved. Look it up. Yeah, you have to
I'm
look
looking
it
it
up,
up.
man. You got
I'm looking it up now because yeah, he's a Colombian author. This is considered
mhm.
a masterpiece. Uh,
Nobel winning.
Yeah, that's true.
Colombian
Yeah,
author.
absolutely. So, yeah, hold on. Gabriel Garcia Marquez. There we go.
Gabriel Garcia Marquez. There.
Colombian author. Shame on us for not knowing that top of our head. So my apologies. But yeah, so it's based
Hey,
off his work. Highly touted, and so a lot of people looking forward to this one. This one basically it's about the Buendia family. We got a man, his wife will leave the village or whatever, and they trek it out, hope to find the sea, start a new life, whatever. And a couple year trek. It's a long they're trekking, right, to the jungles and the mountains and whatever. And they don't find the sea. They decide to kind of set up camp near a swamp, whatever the case is, and build their own town. Moldano, their own little town, and this
Mocondo.
Mondon,
Mocondo.
there you go. And so basically focus on his family as generations, as kids and kids and kids and kids, spend the generation living in the town, a town prospering and going through different obstacles. And this one, I've seen like 6 episodes. I see get a lot of this done. But you let you go first. Is this on the watch list?
Absolutely, man. This is a like I said, I know the author because I think he passed away recently in the last few years. Never read the book, but heard good things about it. And obviously you see a lot of Colombia in this story, right? I mean,
Mm,
that's who he is, right?
right.
He writes, you write what you know. Um, and the language and the mannerisms and the themes behind it. But I mean, I think I'm five in, maybe six. But I am really loving this story. Multi-generational, has an element of I think it's classified as magical realism.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, you know, which can mean which I can
You gotta
really,
at times
but
suspend disbelief, but it works in the context of the
yeah,
story,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
If you tell you what it is right
exactly.
away, like it's ridiculous, and I get it, but within the context, it does work, right? Yeah,
Yeah, anyway. So and it's told in a very interesting, like I said, if this is how it's told in the book, it's a very interesting and unique way,
yeah,
right? We open up with the scene, looks like a firing squad for his son, or yeah, the youngest son, is Ariendo. And then we get obviously then we go back to a series of basically flashback to the story of the family, right? From where it started to, I guess, get to this point, and maybe go beyond. I'm not sure how far more. I know this is
it
it
does,
goes through
it
multiple
does, it does go
generations.
beyond
Yeah.
that. So just to kind of let you know,
Yes. We're bringing in new characters, bringing in new people, people that are related, other things that are going on. And it's just if you're interested in a interesting and unique and well told story, obviously, and through the book and obviously the series, you will definitely 100%. We cannot recommend this enough.
yeah, it's really good, really well made, really good direction, um, fascinating story because it does span so much time, right? And so many things does happen.
Yeah.
I gotta fix the screen here. But yeah, and it's very engaging. Really is. If you get past the magical whatever elements, and there's not a lot of them, and it's a little jarring at
No,
first,
no, not
but
not real. I mean, well, I mean, well, it's
at times. But listen,
I mean, obviously, there's a certain bias because it's being told through his perspective.
sure,
So
he
what
may not
could
be
be,
a reliable
what
narrator, right? I guess at the end of the day,
yeah. I mean, obviously, it says magical, but I mean, obviously, the father, encounters a guy who I guess runs a little circus of some kind and brings in, new discoveries like the camera, right, or the photograph machine, right, and use of concave glass. It's like I said, he gets exposed to different things, and that he's the type of guy who gets so enamored that is all his ultimate focus, right? How does things work? He's looking for God and taking pictures everywhere. I mean, things like that, where it just kind of gives an insight of who he is and what makes him tick. And that's what obviously, it's one of the characters that's very interesting in the story.
yeah, good. The characters are great, and there's a lot of the family, but it just yeah, how the past will follow you and repeat itself, and history repeats itself, and all that. Some of the themes on it, so it's really good, really good. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really looking forward to. Hopefully, I would assume they're going to drop it. I don't know the part two sometime probably next year, but it was already filmed back to back from what I understand. So I don't know why they would not release it, right? But yeah, definitely high recommend. Really good. Next one, the Kings of Tupelo. If I'm saying that right. I don't know.
Oh, Tupelo,
Tupelo.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Tupelo, Mississippi, yeah.
Mississippi. This one here is a documentary, a three-parter. Interesting, not quite what I thought it was. I've seen all 3 episodes, and it took what I thought was going to be by the third episode. But either way, we have the main focus is one guy who is an Elvis impersonator. That says it all right there. Even has a quote-unquote popular group with his brother with Double Trouble. dual, Elvis impersonator. But this guy, he stumbles upon what he believes is a excuse me, a conspiracy of black market, harvested organs situation. And he's trying to expose it, and he gets so engrossed in this, it pretty much puts his life in shambles with his family, his kids, and of course with the political parties, the law. This guy's a mess. He's a character, no doubt. But obviously, part of the story goes into another gentleman who's a karate instructor who's into politics, just as wacky as he is, and I guess they're rivals or feuding or whatever. And as a result of these two guys' action, it actually leads to an assassination attempt of one of Barack Obama. True story. Uh, Fascinating. You can't write this stuff. It just, it's nutty. I really enjoyed it. It's unique. It's different. This guy, he's a whack job. He really is. And let's call it what it is, a conspiracy theorist to the 25th degree. And not to say there's no validity to what he was doing, but he was so overzealous. I'll put it that lightly. But yeah, it's a very fascinating story. Really, it's just crazy. You don't hear this every day. Would actually, I mean, I don't remember the story coming out. I don't remember that assassination attempt at all. But obviously, it was big news. It showed a lot of the news outlets at the time. I was back in 2010s, whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, very cool. I really enjoyed it because the story just is so out there. If you read this, I thought it was nonsense. I would have never believed it. So I liked that a lot. Chewy.
I mean, I don't know where to start. It is so
It
bizarre.
really
There's
is.
so many different things that come into play, and basically, it ends up being, a rivalry issue between two men,
Mhm.
right, for his ex-wife, and that's what it comes down to, right?
Yeah, of course.
But the steps that he takes really to get him or get back at him, it's like wow. I mean, yes, he
Ingenious.
does. I don't know. I don't know if to call him a conspiracy theorist is accurate because
I mean,
the theories. I mean, like I said, he didn't believe in Pizzagate. He was sensible, but somehow he got involved with body parts, whatever. And legitimately, how he uncovered it was not because he was digging. I mean, like he was working and saw body parts out of the hospital, right?
yeah.
Okay, well, what is
I guess
up? What's this
yeah,
about?
there was some
And I just
legitimacy to that, to how this started. It
yeah,
really
yeah,
is.
because later on they did
Yeah,
find there was that shit going on down there in the deep south.
yeah,
I'm like, okay, so he wasn't
yeah.
just making this shit up willy
No, no,
nilly,
no,
right?
no, not at all. But he was
Yeah.
definitely. It became his life to at the negative effect ultimately, right? And
Mm.
it really,
Well, yeah, you
yeah,
took it. You take it to a
he
point
took it too
that's
far.
it's so he gets so engulfed in
Yeah,
trying to prove that he's right that he comes off as
that's nutty.
legitimately
Yeah,
crazy
yeah,
and talking crap until someone discovers, oh wait, it was somewhat true. Now, may not all of it true, but obviously there were certain elements of people doing that
sure.
stuff, right? And so it kind of maybe legitimized his belief in his eyes, right? And then to a certain extent, in even people's eyes, as they saw him, it's like, oh yeah, okay, you kind of turn around and see okay, there was some truth to it. But the main crux was a rivalry between these two guys, and what it led. Obviously, one of them is still, I believe, he's still in prison, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes,
at the end of the story, because of what he did. Obviously, you try to tempt government officials to throw the book at you, rightfully so.
yeah, advised.
But then he starts spotting about him having information and other things, and they're like, oh, here we
That's
go.
what.
No, not the main guy,
Yeah,
but
that's
the
like
guy
yeah.
who's in jail.
Mhm.
Maybe, and I got to maybe just do this to get attention, right? He's in jail. What else is he gonna do? Maybe he does have information. He knows he was very connected at a certain point to a lot of big GOP figures in the Mississippi and Southern politics, right? So again, maybe there is some truth to what he has, but he hasn't really disclosed a whole lot. But he did know people, and they did know him, right? But to what extent did that lead to
Exactly. His
some
credibility
corruption?
is not at
Who
where it should
knows?
be, but
No, well, no, you're not gonna believe him because
let's
he's a
call it what it
criminal,
is. But
essentially.
uh,
Yeah.
but I only really complaints. I wish they would have started that rivalry piece earlier instead of went to the third episode. Um,
Well, yeah, because they went through two episodes of I can't remember the guy's
yeah, I
name.
forget, but yeah,
Uh, Yeah, but and then all of a sudden it turns into
right.
into how he gets arrested. He's in jail. He's vindicated. I mean, well, so that obviously it was all interesting
It really
and
was. It's
unique.
just such a bizarre thing. It's almost you almost have to watch. It's like a bad car crash. You gotta
Yeah,
see what happened. You have to stop and slow down. But the one bit on the rice, and I'll leave it at that, was
that's hilarious, dude.
classic. It was just
I don't
gold.
eat
I mean,
rice. Like on a
You
Chinese
literally
place.
can't write some of the stuff. You can't. It's as I'm saying. It's very entertaining from that standpoint. Really, it's such a train wreck. But I would recommend it. It's just a unique documentary. You don't get we get a lot of more historical stuff, which we've seen over the past weeks. But this one's kind of changes gears. So I really enjoyed this. I get on Netflix, 3 episodes on that one. I don't see this one here. The Bookie season 2 started on Max. I know you like the first season.
Oh
I
yeah,
might
it's
start this week.
a dark
It's a light week.
dark comedy. The guy's a bookie, probably illegal,
You
but
think?
he has a lot of shady characters. There's a lot of famous people. I think this last episode had remember that comedy with Ray Romano? What was it called?
Everybody loves
It was
Raymond.
on CBS. Yeah, everyone loves Raymond. So his big brother.
Oh yeah,
Um,
tall guy. Yeah,
you know who I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah,
about. So
yeah.
he's in this episode. So he has a number. I think previous season Charlie Sheen was in a couple episodes. So these are and they're playing themselves, right? Because they're putting bets with this bookie, and so the things he gets into and the things that wrong from it just makes it funny and stuff, and the characters that come across.
All right, I might check it out because again, it's a very light week, which we'll get to in a minute. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
just more like, yeah, what the hell, right?
Mhm.
Netflix, another one, last two. We got one, La Palma. It's a limited series, a 4-part series. Norwegian, I believe there's some English in there, but basically, it's a natural disaster show, right? It's basically
That's
what
all
this
it
is,
is.
right? La Palma is an island off the coast of Spain. There's obviously an active volcano there, which erupts, but the focus is on a family who's staying there and they're having their family issues, marital issues between the husband and all that, and the daughter's having a thing. And then, of course, people who, the scientists who are trying to discover what's going on and and find out that that this thing's about to blow. Everyone get out, basically, right? Tsunamis coming, all kinds of stuff. So this should have been a 2-hour movie ultimately,
Yes,
right? And because
yes.
I get why it's 4 episodes, thank God, because it's too much, but you could have done it in 2 hours and it would have been okay.
Yeah.
It's just too long. Even 3 episodes. Can we get to the good part, which is when they think the chaos erupts? And it was. I finished watching because whatever, it's fine. It's just short, and I was watching it, but I can honestly recommend it. It just should have been a 2-hour film, which would have been okay. But other than that, as a series, it's too much. Chewy.
I'm not gonna disagree with you on any point, dude. The only one reason I watched is because I remember I watched a documentary a long time ago. I don't know, it was probably I can't remember. It might have been '90s, might have been early 2000s. But the big fear. I mean, obviously, this is just dramatizing of the volcano. So it's a volcano story, right? Throwing
Right.
volcano movie that we've seen
Yeah.
back in the '90s, right? With Pierce Brosnan
Yeah.
and Tommy Lee
Volcano.
Jones. I think was a couple.
Any
Yeah,
disaster. I mean,
yeah,
we see
anything
we
like
got San
that.
Andreas, right, with the Rock. It happens. We see
Yeah,
this all the time.
exactly,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. But what's interesting about this is actually the snippets that they in the intro where they have the scientists talking about La Palma.
Yeah.
Those that's
Yeah.
actually real footage of a documentary was put together. And like I said, I can't remember when I saw it. I'm gonna have to look it up. But the fear is that because the way that the with this current active volcano, it's literally shearing off half the island. And if that ever falls, or if something happens, right, or there's an explosion, that whole thing will fall into us and create a mega tsunami. That's the fear
Right.
with that island and what could potentially happen. Obviously, and that would obviously be directed towards the east coast of the U.S. essentially. So
Well, I'm screwed.
goodbye,
Um,
Florida.
So it's a wrap for me, I guess. But yeah, it is what it is. So, but not a bad effort. It's not badly made. It's just the execution was not quite there. This last one we got No Good Deed. This is one I was looking forward to the most out of all of these for the most part.
Mhm.
30-minute, 8 episodes, dark comedy starring Ray Romano, which we just
Speaking of which,
mentioned, which is exactly Lisa Kudrow, of course,
yeah,
Phoebe.
Ray Romano, Lisa
You got
Kudrow,
the classic,
the,
Luke Wilson, you know,
yeah, yes, look,
the
Will
lesser
said.
known
I mean,
Wilson. Um,
there's so many people
yeah,
I mean,
Dennis
is
Leary
it
is in this. I know big television star.
Dennis
Yeah,
Leary? That's right.
yeah. The
At least for a little
yeah,
bit.
the woman.
Uh,
Well, no, he's still around, but the other way. I don't know.
yeah,
Spoiler alert, but
Hawkeye's wife, or she also played. She was also in the Scooby Doo movie. What's her
oh
name?
my god, Adele.
Balotelli, Barnelli.
Well, I forgot her name, but she was on Dead to Me, who produced this show as
Oh,
well.
that's yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's
with
me. Yeah,
Christina
yeah.
Applegate. Really cool show on Netflix. So
Mm-hmm.
this one here obviously revolves. We have Romano and Cujo who are selling their house, big house in California, worth a lot of money, and they're in financial trouble. But unbeknownst to the buyers, is that 3 years prior, the son was actually killed in the house, and there's a mystery behind how the son died, and it makes it seem like they
Mm-hmm.
may have been involved in that, not nefariously, maybe by accident, whatever the case is. And then focus on the other couples who are, I think, three main couples who are all trying to bid for the house, and they have their own issues. And little by little, the things start to leak out in terms of, not everything was disclosed about the house and the property, et cetera, et cetera. True, your thoughts on this one?
This is I'm loving this, man. This is I don't know what to expect, and it's basically it's like a murder mystery, right? Because they give us snippets of this. I mean, like, very very little snippets in each episode, but you start putting the pieces together, right? Because some little bit of red herring stuff, but then I don't want to I don't want to say too much because I spoil it after episode three. It's like, oh, I didn't see that
Yeah,
turn coming.
right, right,
So
yeah.
and there's obviously a lot of hijinks and shenanigans. I mean, the whole buying Coke scene.
That was funny.
That was hilarious. You're like, I don't barter here, man.
That was funny.
Cash business.
Actually, that guy, the realtor, Romano's realtor, he's actually pretty funny in this show.
Oh
He's
yeah,
funny.
yeah. First,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm on 10% now. It's like,
yeah,
damn.
it's good. Yeah, he's good.
So there's not a comedy in what's going on and what's happening, but it's very serious, right? Because they did lose their son some way somehow. Was he involved in these robberies? And now that I see more episodes, maybe he was, because obviously there's a secret room where they kept some stuff, and that's also revealed in one of the episodes. I'm like, oh, and then it's just scene with Dennis Leary setting up a robbery into their house. I'm like, okay, what is going on? I mean, like, who shot who? How is he involved? How are the parents involved? What is this gun? What is happening here? And so I'm interested to find out. Give me more. I'm gonna keep watching. Like, what's going?
Yeah,
This is gonna be revealed.
it's really good. It really is.
Mhm.
Does a great job balancing the comedy and the seriousness because it's a serious matter. They
Mhm.
don't make light
Yes.
about it, right? But they don't get too deep into the weeds. We're like, Um, really good. I'm just fascinated. One of the characters, the husband, the black guy, that he's really funny. The writer with the mom, I think that's him from
Oh, he
from
was.
two
Yeah,
two
you
seven
recognize
fame.
him from. He
Um,
was an MCU. He was the
yeah,
handler and Black Widow, and
yes,
and he's also.
he's on a lot of things.
He's also in that series Apple Plus with the with Jake Gyllenhaal. He was the DA, right? The new DA that was
Oh,
elected.
that's right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, of course. Presume innocent. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's got a lot of good names, good people. I like what's going. I've actually seen a lot because in the West start getting involved. So once the wife gets involved, it is what it is. And
There we go.
yeah,
Here we go,
30-minute
Dave.
episodes is even more an excuse to binge. You can quite finish it, because you want to see it
Yeah.
carry on. So take a break. But I saw up to almost saw the whole thing up to seven. We saw
Wow.
a couple on Friday. Then yesterday we had our first day off together for a long time, so we put it on. At seven, you're like it adds even like, oh, it wasn't what we thought it was at all. But that's
Oh
at six.
wow.
But
Okay.
then at seven, you're
Okay.
like, oh my god, okay, wow,
Yeah, because
yeah.
after three, you start seeing, well, yeah, they start laying out clues
They
about robberies
do
and
some
stuff,
of
and they're
it, yeah.
like,
Some of it's what it seems, some of it not at all, and some of it
yeah.
I didn't even think about. Particular character, like, oh, this person's involved. Wow, okay, very cool. So the mystery builds really well, and it takes its time, giving just enough to kind of whet the appetite. But it's funny, it's entertaining. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, actually, it's a definite on the watch list for sure. I thought probably the show of the week, surprisingly enough. I was looking
Mhm.
forward to it, but sometimes these things don't hit.
Yeah.
It's the second short. What's the other one? The Jewish guy and Kirsten Bell. I forgot what his name. Nothing. The romantic comedy one. I really like that show.
Oh, nothing.
Oh,
Nothing to see. Was
I
it? No.
forgot the name of that show. What a shame. I wish I had the name. Um,
Yeah, with bro. Not Alien. No, not Brody. That's someone else.
God. Either way, but very, very cool
Yeah.
show. So Netflix has been well with these kind of short 30-minute shows. So very enjoyable. Definitely the
Mhm.
big watch of the week for sure. Again on Netflix shopping. It's 8 episodes. So that's it for the week. And next week is incredibly light. It's we're leading up to Christmas.
Pre-Christmas.
Yeah, this next
Mhm.
couple weeks aren't going to be very big at all from what I'm seeing. There's one big show coming out, which we'll talk about next week. But just a couple of things. We got Secret Level. If you guys are interested in that show, part two is coming out from what I understand on the 17th. But we got 19th. We got Beast Games. It's kind of a reality show. Of course, you can win
Mhm.
$5 million and the biggest prizes I think ever awarded in these kind of shows.
Mhm.
We got one final watch. Of course, season 3 on Disney
Final
Plus.
season.
Final
What
season.
if?
What
Yeah.
if? I'm sorry. Did I say if? Yeah. What if? I'm sorry.
Yeah. You said if. I'm
Um,
like that. No, no, don't confuse if with what if, please. God no.
what's wrong? I liked it a lot.
What was
The
it?
movie.
If?
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
No, I'm thinking the one
Oh,
which is. Oh no, you don't confuse them with the Purple Crayon one. Oh, sorry. Yeah, if was the one.
Yeah, Ryan
with
Reynolds with
the
the imaginary friends, whatever.
Imaginary
Yeah,
Friends.
I like
Yes.
that movie.
Okay.
That was a
Okay.
really fun movie. Actually, it wasn't one of those
Okay.
personal favorites.
All
For
right.
whatever reason, I just really hit with that one. Either way, neither here nor there. Yeah, so because we got If, and of course, there's actually a documentary which we forgot to mention on Max coming out. It looks fascinating. Something about cheerleader and a mom, whatever, with a mom.
Oh, the Texas cheerleader murder.
Yeah, that
Yes.
comes out this week as
Comes up
well.
Monday, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, yes,
Yes.
about a mom who hires a hitman to kill a mom and her daughter, so her daughter can take her place in the cheerleading squad. You can't write this shit. I hate it. What it is? I'm kind of frightened. I think they're talking to the young girl whose mother planned all this for the first
Mm,
time ever. So this could be very
mm.
interesting to get her perspective on what happened. Very fascinating. So not a lot. So we'll come back. We'll talk about those really quick. We might even. I think we should give our top 5 shows of the year. I think, Chewy, since there's not a lot to talk about next week, we'll do give you the best of the best of what you guys should go back and watch.
I got more homework.
And that's a lot.
Ah,
It's always harder with TV than films because it's bad in movies, but TV
dude.
is
Yeah.
interesting. But yeah, so but either way, so that said, I hope you guys enjoy this week of television. Enjoy your football, and good luck to those who are in fantasy playoffs, like ourselves. Of course, the notification bell, subscribe, help us out. Join us here every Sunday on the watch list. See you guys next week.
Peace.